Imagine waking up tomorrow to find gas prices spiking, flights grounded, and the cost of your weekly groceries suddenly out of reach. How exactly does a localized military conflict, fighting that happens thousands of miles away, trigger an immediate financial crisis in your own hometown? In our hyper-connected economy, geopolitical distance is an illusion. Geopolitical violence directly dictates the cost of your daily survival. The roots of this specific economic shock trace back to the command centers and the resulting devastation of the 2025 to 2026 Middle East crisis. The escalation began in June 2025, when Israeli and United States forces launched coordinated airstrikes against Iranian nuclear infrastructure. Those tensions reached a breaking point on February 28, 2026. The U.S. and Israel initiated massive, coordinated Dawn air campaigns, codenamed Operation Epic Fury and Lion's Roar. These strikes deliberately leveled government compounds in Tehran, resulting in the death of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. An Ayatollah is a high-ranking title given to major Shia clerics in Iran. Removing that leadership created an immediate, catastrophic power vacuum. Almost overnight, the entire Middle East turned into a highly volatile, uncontainable powder keg. What followed was a rapid, chaotic spread of military action across borders. Iran launched an overwhelming response dubbed Operation Revenge. Within days, they fired over 500 ballistic missiles and deployed 2,000 suicide drones. These waves of incoming fire targeted Israeli cities, U.S. regional bases, and Gulf state infrastructure, severely testing local air defense networks like the Iron Dome and Patriot missile batteries. The geography of the fighting expanded rapidly. Hezbollah, an Iran-backed militant group and political party based in Lebanon, entered the fray by firing rockets into northern Israel, triggering immediate retaliatory strikes and displacing tens of thousands of civilians across Lebanon. Within a matter of days, what began as a contained military operation had violently metastasized into a 9-country regional war. The true geopolitical trump card, however, was out on the water. Iran threatened to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow sea passage between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. On this map, massive flow lines radiate from the strait, representing nearly 20% of the world's daily oil supply, passing through this single bottleneck. Iran threatened to halt transit completely by sinking commercial tankers and deploying sea mines across these lanes. The global markets panicked immediately. Oil prices spiked roughly 5%, stock markets dropped on war fears, and major airlines grounded their flights. When military violence reached this maritime choke point, a regional war became a global economic shock. We need to strip away the grand geopolitical scale and look at the quiet, mundane reality of your own wallet. Market experts issued a stark projection. If disruptions in the Gulf were sustained, global oil prices could easily be pushed well above $100 per barrel. This flowchart illustrates the core concept of supply chain inflation. As the central oil barrel scales up in price, those costs immediately bleed into the connected systems, increasing the underlying fuel expenses to run cargo ships, operate factories, and manage delivery truck networks. Corporations do not absorb those compounded manufacturing and delivery costs. Instead, they pass them directly down the line to you at the retail checkout. Because of this invisible inflation, everyday necessities like toothpaste, tissue paper, packaged food, and electronics become immediately more expensive. There is a sharp contrast between the terrifying high-tech military hardware deployed across the Middle East and the simple, quiet rolling of a shopping cart down your local grocery aisle. In a world bound by fragile supply chains, a missile launched in the desert destroys buildings in one hemisphere and rewrites your grocery